A walk among the stars, the monsters, the paranormal, and supernatural. Join your tour guides, Justin and Josh, on this cryptic journey through life and beyond. What you may not know is you've been on this journey for a long time, and you finally arrived. Join us and our cult by subscribing to this podcast and giving us a generous 5-star rating. With doing so, your soul will be set and the afterlife defined. Welcome to It's Cryptic Out There.
Welcome everybody to It's Cryptic Out There. I'm your host Justin. Alongside is my girl Julia.
Stop.
Welcome back, Julia, to the show. Good thing you weren't involved with last episode because that got a little crazy.
What was the last episode?
Jerry Smith.
Oh yeah, okay. Needed a reminder real quick.
Yeah. So
Seemed like it did get a little crazy.
it did.
Sorry to the viewers for the disappointment.
It got cryptic.
We had to lay it to rest.
Yeah, lay it to rest in the file.
Literally.
But today we have a spur of the moment episode, actually.
Yep, we were just minding our business and
Yeah, we were eating popcorn.
the hotline was just ringing off the hook. So we had to answer, right?
Yeah. We were eating popcorn shrimp and, the hotline number, or the hotline phone called, or was calling, was ringing.
Somebody called the hotline phone.
I'm so excited, that's why
Cut the
I can't
cameras.
speak. So, we got a hotline call about a very crazy paranormal story. So we're going to play the voicemail, and then, possibly, we're going to talk to the caller right after for more details.
Truthfully, we thought that it was a telemarketer because the phone number said that it was from Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
But surprisingly enough, it
was a fan from Illinois.
Not not in a bad way or anything.
Right.
Shockingly.
Thanks. Thanks. Oh, by the way, Josh is, traveling in the woods, looking for God knows what. Squash,
yeah, we haven't been able to get a hold of him in a few days. So.
Yeah, very concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's pray.
Josh, if you're out there, come home.
Yeah, we need you, buddy. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Cryptic Hotline call that we received.
Hey, how's it going? I was just listening to your guys' podcast, and I just have a couple of stories. I haven't really told a lot of people, but so I have a good family friend that, type of girl that I would believe anything she says, and they live in this older city in Illinois, Ottawa, Illinois, and she's about late 20s, early 30s, and she moved into her first house for the first time. It was an apartment building in Ottawa. Not sure exactly where, but so she's a really sweet, kind, trustworthy girl, and not even told a lot of her family about stuff that used to happen to her in the house. But she would go to work every morning, leave the house. Pretty straightforward, and first thing that started happening to her, I guess, is that she would notice that there was all these kind of greasy handprints on her walls that she would clean off, and she didn't know what they were, but they were kind of like muddy, but she almost said they were like kind of like black grease almost, and it was always 3 fingers, I guess, what she would say. So she would clean them off, and they would kind of just reappear. And she said they used to be kind of towards the baseboard of her rooms and in the hallways. And she started to notice that these handprints would start to appear on her bathroom mirror when she'd be getting out of the shower and stuff too. So I guess that kind of freaked her out, and it was pretty unexplainable because she wouldn't touch the mirror, and it would be kind of in the condensation on the mirror after she got out of the shower. So pretty creepy. And I guess the real turning point for her is that when she'd come back from work every day, she would come into her apartment, her place, and there'd be every time a different old school horror movie playing on her TV, on her smart TV. So she remembers like Jeepers Creepers and The Ring and The Exorcist and other time, and they were all just kind of playing on her TV when she was getting home. And she never watches anything scary. She doesn't kind of put any sustenance into that. Yep, so she would come back, there'd always be an old school horror movie playing on her smart TV. And, so she'd turn it off, and it would have been typed into the search bar, which was super bizarre. She doesn't watch any horror movies or any, paranormal stuff, so really freaked her out. And eventually she moved out, thank goodness, because I watch paranormal stuff, and I realized, the 3 finger sign, and I don't think this was a nice entity by any means. So, and then as she was backing up on her way out, there was she mentioned that there was an attic that had kind of stairs leading up to it, and on her way out, one of the doors to the attic was open. So she closed it, ran out, had already packed up all her stuff, and she realized that she had forgotten something in her room, and went back up, and the door to the attic was open, and one of the hinges was broken. So she is officially out of there now, thank goodness, and it's been. One more thing. She went to the city council to ask them about the property and stuff, and they had mentioned that it was one of the only houses in Ottawa that they had no record of. They didn't have any builder, any time it was built, any, past residents, anything like that. They had no record of this place. So, pretty crazy stuff. Feel free to use this and, give me a call.
Okay, so we're back. Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of details.
I think the craziest thing to me was that, it's not even on record, the house.
Yes.
And then the thing about the scary movies playing.
The scary movies thing is very, very weird.
Which ones did he mention?
Jeepers Creepers,
Yeah.
that we just watched, a couple weeks ago on VHS, right over there.
The other one.
The Ring.
Yeah. If I came home and that was playing...
That is, in the movie.
I'm burning
when you
it
watch
down.
the movie, the
it's
tape in, it's like the movie. Isn't that crazy? What do you guys think? This is nuts. the greasy fingerprints. Okay, we're gonna try and get a hold of Lucas and maybe get a little more elaboration on
Some
everything.
more details. 'Cause
Yes.
this has us on the edge of our seats.
Literally. So let's try and get a hold of Lucas.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, is this Luke?
This is.
Should I call you Luke or Lucas? I think I said Lucas.
Oh, it's just Luke.
Okay. Okay, I was wrong. Well,
Okay.
we just listened to your voicemail,
Yeah.
and it's pretty insane.
I
And
thought so.
thanks for calling, by the way.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah. But we wanted to get you to elaborate more on some of the stuff because it's a lot of details on what happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a family friend who you trusted a lot. So you believed her 100%.
Yeah, so she's we never talked about ghost stuff or anything along those lines, I guess. And one day we were, so they live in a pretty farm-oriented town in Illinois, and she's about 30 years old. I'm 24, so she's a little older than me.
Okay.
And really down to earth, doesn't talk about any of that kind of stuff. Doesn't, she even kind of blew it off. She was wiping the fingerprints off her wall and not doing anything, So
Yeah, my first instinct would be to this place is haunted. Let's sage it.
I think I would blow it off at
Absolutely.
first too.
When I heard that, I was like, I'm surprised you weren't out of there sooner,
Yeah.
So, but so I really trust her, and the story came out pretty random. It was we were just kind of talking about, we were out on their farm one day, and we saw a light in the woods, and different was ended up just being a car light or something. And she kind of went into this story about her old place that she just moved out of, and seemed pretty genuine and said that she hadn't told anyone about it. So that's when I obviously started listening a little more intently, and she went into a lot of detail about all the different things that were happening and how it kind of made her believe, I guess, which meant a lot, because she's not about that kind of stuff, and is pretty she's a straight arrow.
Yeah.
So.
Right. So it's pretty believable when you know the person that wouldn't ever say things like that. Mm-hmm. But when it happens, you're like, oh, okay, let me listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. She might have a beer or two every once in a while, but she's not doing anything else.
Right.
She's an accountant, so
She's got her life together.
Not that kind of cousin.
Yeah.
So it was in an apartment building or a house?
The way it sounded was it was kind of like a townhome style building where it was older, but she had access to the attic, and I'm thinking it was more of an apartment and she was on the top floor, but maybe it was a 3 or 4, a condo, let's say, or something like that.
Okay.
So I could obviously get a couple more details from her, but I've talked to her about it a couple times. It seems like she doesn't like to talk about it too.
Aww, poor
and
thing.
it freaks her out.
Yeah. Well, the whole greasy handprints where it was muddy or black grease that reminds me that I watched Demon House by Zach Bagans, the Ghost Adventures guy.
Yeah.
And they in one part of the movie they look at the blinds in the window, and it was like oozing out stuff.
It was a weird, clear, almost like condensation on a window, but filmy.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It was pretty dark too. So I don't know if that would have any relation to whatever they found in their documentary. But and then the craziest thing to me was the horror movies playing when she would come home.
Yeah, and they're always old school ones, she would say too. So like, you know, she said like the original Exorcist and Jeepers Creepers and all that. They'd be kind of like just like halfway through or something when she'd come home.
That's crazy.
Oh god, I have chills.
Yeah, and she, you know, obviously would like turn them off right away, but she watches like, you know, House Hunters and stuff, so it's like keep it up. And yeah, so she said every time she'd come home it'd be a different horror movie, and it would be an old school one, and like The Ring was playing one time and stuff. So
yeah, that's kind of strange because the concept of The Ring is watching a tape.
Yeah, the tape that mysteriously appears everywhere.
Yeah. So it would be typed in the search bar?
Yeah, and then she'd kind of back out of it, and then like the individual movies would be typed in, and they'd be kind of like misspelled and stuff too, which is a little weird. So she would back out from the movie, and it would be like the search with the like movie, but it would be like Exorcist, like spelled like EXE or something like
Jeez.
that. So
The ghost can't spell.
yeah.
Or it just doesn't know how to work a smart TV yet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
God.
Really bizarre.
Yeah, that really gave me goosebumps, and that gave me goosebumps again when you were just now talking. God, Jesus Christ. Okay,
Yeah.
so she was moving out the day that the attic door was opening?
Yeah, and there was also like, so the handprints, they were always in three fingers, which she thought was weird. Like, and she thought that was weird, and you know, she doesn't know anything about like the whole 3 fingerprint thing, which like, but she like noted that, which I thought was interesting. So she's like, it was always 3 fingers, which I don't know if like y'all know about, but right, it's like usually a sign that mocks like the Holy Trinity. So usually like demons do that.
Really?
I guess like more malevolent spirits do signs of 3. So when people get scratched in places, usually
Yeah.
scratches. So I thought that was crazy, and I was like, thank God, like you're out of there by the time you're telling me this, or I'd say pack your shit up right now.
Exactly. Jesus Christ. So she had, like, she left something at the house, and she went back again, and she already closed the attic door the first time. So it was open again, but with one of the hinges broken.
Yeah, and she went back, closed it, and then I think she went to the kitchen and like heard it open again or something like that. I know she double checked, and it either opened once or twice, but the last time she checked, it was opened pretty forcefully, and I guess one of the hinges was pretty busted up. So that's when she was moving, and she said she always had like a weird feeling by the attic, but and she, you know, would hear footsteps, but she didn't know if that was from like the people underneath next door, or it sounded like wooden stairs, and she didn't have wooden stairs in her building. So she, you know, it was probably the attic or something like that. But yeah, so she got out of there pretty quick, I guess.
Yeah,
eventually.
right. Well, when you were saying this, like, of course, my mind goes to like something paranormal, but then I got to thinking, what if somebody was living with her but hiding?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when she was gone. Oh, go ahead.
I honestly think that'd be scary, right?
It would.
Yeah, I think so too.
It would. Because, like, if she leaves, you know, maybe this person was, like, being, you know, fucked up and would, like, look up horror movies just to creep her out. And then the whole fingerprints. But then again, it could be something far more than, like, paranormal, you know.
Well, the other thing was that when she'd take showers, eventually there'd be lines of 3 on her mirror when the door was closed too.
Okay, there we go.
That's kind of one of those things where it's like she didn't hear the door open or anything like that, and I think she had some stuff in storage upstairs too. So, but I know that was like the thing that creeped her out the most, was that it would be in the bathroom, like when she'd be showering, but it'd be in like the steam of the mirror, like the condensation, which is, I think that was her big turning point, sort of.
Would be me too, because in the shower you have your eyes closed.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on.
Vulnerable situation, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude. So the city council. She went to the city council, correct?
Yeah, she ended up doing some research on like the actual building she was in, and because I think she was getting some work done or something like that. Like she was having maybe someone fix the AC or something like that, and they were looking up like a platted survey for the actual building, and they said that it was one of the only buildings in the actual town that they had like no record of. So they didn't know when it was built. They didn't know like who lived there, who built it, kind of any of the history on it at all either. So she thought that was pretty weird too. I think that's pretty weird. And I don't know if someone maybe tried to like get rid of it. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but like if someone tried to get rid of the history of it,
Yeah.
You know, maybe there's something going on there that people didn't want to know about. So
Yeah, possibly like a dark history
yeah.
or event or crime that happened to that house, and they just covered it up. I don't know.
Yeah, something bizarre, and I guess she's kind of feeling the after effects, I guess, or something, but
probably like just now coming to terms and realizing everything, and like just now going through it all mentally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was her first place, you know, so she was, you know, looking forward to making it a home and everything, and I don't think she wanted to move out, but yeah, I'm glad she did. So just for her.
So have you spoke to her recently about it?
Yeah, so we hang out every other weekend, sort of. We're really close as a family. I'll bring it up, but not as much, just because I kind of know the general story of like what happened to her. But she's so happy-go-lucky. She'll have a smile and be laughing when she's talking about it. I don't know if that's sort of like to laugh away the
a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
So, but I saw her 2 weekends ago, and she seems like she's doing all right. But I don't bring up as much as just because I kind of already know. I think she gave me all the details already. So,
have you ever like drove by the place before? Have you seen it?
That's a good point. Maybe I'll ask her about that next time and see if I can get the actual address. I actually have her number. I could text her and try to find her.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. But, yeah, she seems like she's doing all right. I know she won't be back around there ever again.
Yeah. So, nobody else, like, heard any stories about the house being haunted? Like, she was the first one, like, around that area, do you know?
So I know that the actual town of Ottawa is pretty old, and it's pretty small too. I want to say there's like 20,000 people or something like that. Not crazy, like generally small for a town in Illinois. And I don't remember her hearing anything from her neighbors or anything like that, but I do know that like there is a lot of weird happenings in Ottawa. Like a lot of weird stuff happens there. There's a lot of really old buildings and clubs and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if it's a normal occurrence there, but I know that there's a lot of history for sure there. So it's not like a newer town, like a 1900s. I'm pretty sure it goes further back than that. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I just wonder if somebody lives there now.
Yeah, I could find out her address actually in
Probably.
text.
Yeah, man. That'd be great. Because I wonder if, like, somebody lives there and is experiencing the same thing.
Yeah, like slip a note under their door. Hey, have you been experiencing paranormal activity recently? Call this number. Call the hotline today.
Grease on your wall or something.
Right. Are you watching The Exorcist 3?
Yeah.
Well, Luke, thanks so much for calling the podcast, because this is very enjoyable.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We hope that she's doing okay too.
Yeah, we hope you're doing okay too.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned that you liked the paranormal stuff, so I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a little break from the mundane, right? So it's good.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
yeah.
But
No, doing good. She's doing good, and I appreciate you giving me a call. So
yeah, man.
well, I got some other stories too, actually. So
Oh, okay. Well, hit me up.
yeah, for sure.
That'd be awesome. Thanks again, Luke. Have a great day.
You too, man. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Bye.
Wow. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen. That was the best scripted call.
I had chills the whole time he was talking.
Yeah. That movie thing is insane.
Like the whole time he was going into detail about it all.
Yeah. Because I kept thinking, what if somebody was just, like the movie Parasite, a whole family's like living in the same house as another family, but maybe she had like a little person just living with her. But then
Like somebody that lives like in the walls and like the attic and just alternates based on where she is.
Yeah, and when she's gone.
I want to ask her, like, do you notice any of your food being like eaten up faster than normal?
That or like just missing
Did your
stuff.
electric bill go up a little bit higher during this?
Yeah,
month?
good
Isn't it watching
point.
TV all the time.
Good point. Water bill.
Huh?
The water bill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't have to pay for water bill here.
Okay.
Free water. Yeah, that was great. And he mentioned that he has more stories. So, Luke, would love to hear it.
We'll have another late night with Luke soon.
Late night with
hopefully.
Luke. God, that was great. What do you guys think? What do you guys think it was? Leave a comment on YouTube.
Yeah, you think it was a ghost or like a creepy dude man that was living in her apartment? Maybe it was like one of her neighbors.
I don't know.
What if, okay, so it seemed like a duplex that he was describing. What if the landlord was like the kind of landlord that actually owns the whole building and just kind of lives there rent free?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is a very smart financial move, by the way.
I think it's common. Quite common.
What if the landlord lived like next door, down below, whatever? Because he's a landlord. You see where I'm getting here?
This is allegedly.
He has all, I know, this is the whole thing for an alleged story. But so if he's a landlord, he has keys to all of them.
Yeah.
I think that idea, or like just the idea that it was a person at all and not a ghost, is way creepier than the
No
thought of being
doubt.
a ghost.
No doubt. You're just being...
People are way worse than ghosts.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Yeah.
So,
Unless you're Satan.
there's nothing scarier than a human being. You know?
Great point.
Yeah.
Great point, Julia. What was I going to say?
Dun dun.
Jesus.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. What do you guys think? We would love to hear your opinion on it, your take on it. If you like
The Ring.
The Ring. That's creepy.
Sorry to ring that back in there, but
Yeah, there you go.
I
So
don't know.
that's crazy.
I'm like speechless. And
Me too.
the shower,
Yes. Creepy.
the attic door.
No, ma'am. That's some scary stuff right there. Anyway, we will close the episode now. Let us know what you think it was.
While we let all this sink
Yeah,
in.
we decompose all that. Comment on YouTube. If you follow us on social media, send a message. If you're in the Facebook private group, post something about it. You have the access to do that. If you like the show, please 5-star on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Leave a review. Subscribe to us as well on YouTube. And Julia, thanks for being on once again.
Hey, no problemo.
Yeah. Josh, I hope you're doing okay wherever you are.
Hear this.
Yep. Oh, by the way, I kept hearing stuff when he was talking.
Me too.
Like right behind me.
Me too.
Like if
I
somebody
heard something right there
Yes.
and then over here.
Yeah. What dropped over there? Something dropped. Anyway. Yeah, we kept hearing stuff too during the call.
I think it was my phone. Because
Okay,
I don't
it's
see
fine.
my phone.
It's fine.
It was my phone. That one's, yeah.
But I heard like
there were other noises. We swear. If you couldn't hear them,
it looked like
we
it
could.
sounded like my door was opening.
The wall, like,
It cracked.
yeah.
And then that fell. Jeez.
Yeah, it was making it all worse.
I'm gonna have
it
to,
all
like-
started, like, while he was talking.
I'm gonna have to like sage the place.
Sage your phone.
Gosh. Luke, why'd you do that?
No.
I can't believe you done this.
He's fine.
Yeah, he is.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Sage, like, the room, though.
Yeah, I will.
Maybe the hotline phone.
Yes.
Sage that one.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for listening. And lastly, watch your back. It's Cryptic out there.
You're my music, but you tear me to pieces. So where does it come from? A scene that keeps playing on repeat, ignores the rule of thumb. Oh, where does it come from? Oh, where does it come from? All your emotions with your heart on your sleeve, it won't fade until you paint it black. I let it burn, you call the fire brigade, but I feel that it will come back. Oh, where does it come from? 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 I'm calling you, 'cause I need you to play on, yeah, I need you to play on. You, 'cause my heart is on hold on, so I need you to play on, play on. I'm your limbo, you're my intermission. Just look at the state we're in. I breathe you in and I can tell where I